And we get the iconic, you know what I'm going to talk about? The iconicness here.
No.
Diglett, Diglett,
Trio.
Hello and welcome to Kill A Delibird, the Pokemon Rewatch and Analysis podcast. I'm Graham. My other co-host is Kellen. I'm the one that talks about random stuff, thinks about random things, tries to make jokes. Do I succeed? We don't know. My co-host is a force of benevolent sarcasm and beautiful Pokemon knowledge. Kellen, how you doing?
Fucking fantastic.
Fucking lovely.
Fucking lovely. I'm
Hell
chuffed
yeah.
to bits to be here today.
Oh, what does that mean? What does chuffed mean?
It just means that I'm very happy.
Is
I'm
that
excited.
a Pokemon ability? Chuff?
No.
What would it do if it was?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
Chuff. I like it. It sounds like the name of a Pokemon. And Chuff
Yeah, that's
evolved
true.
into Chaffee. So this is going to be a fun one. We try to keep these things evergreen, but we're both big Nintendo stans. And the Mario movie came out recently.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So what we're going to do a small spoiler cast for Mario, but we're going to do it at the very end of the episode. So we'll do a normal To Kill A Delibird analysis episode here. And then at the very end, we'll do a Mario spoiler cast. And so since that's at the end, feel free to skip it if you haven't seen Mario yet. But if you want to hear our thoughts on the film, and they are spoilers, they are positive.
Very positive.
Wait till the end. We're going to get into the actual analysis episodes pretty quick. I don't think we need to do too much setup. How are things going in general, Kellen?
Oh, they're going all right, you know?
They're going all right?
We have a little business to take care of before we start the actual episodes, but otherwise that shouldn't take very long.
Okay, what's the business?
Well, you know how we've been talking about how Tower of Terror was our first 10 out of 10 episode?
Yeah.
Well, I was looking at the spreadsheet the other day, and I realized that's kind of untrue.
Oh.
See, the very first episode we did, technically our second, but our first anime episode, the first, canonical To Kill A Delibird, we looked at the first episode of the Pokemon anime, and we gave that episode a 10. However, that episode, we did 2 episodes, and we ranked each one with only one category.
Oh.
The next episode, we moved into 2 categories per episode and dividing or averaging the scores out. So what I think we need to do to maintain consistency is go back real fast, pull another category for each of those 2 episodes, average them out, and get a proper canonical score.
Perfect. Let's see if I can remember them. I got the memory of an eggplant.
We're gonna see. I'm also going to log these in the sheet as we do them now.
All right. So listeners of the podcast, this is the 4-pour right at the start. Plastic ping pong picture of objective rankings. We'll pull random categories for episodes 1 and episodes 2 of the anime to retroactively give them augmented scores. Let's hear it. So episode 1.
For episode 1, Pokemon I Choose You, we had Anime Mom Energy. We gave that a 10.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're going to pull a second category for episode 1, which is going to be Sweet Sentences. Do we remember any sweet sentences from episode
That's
1?
so hard. You're putting me on the spot. I'm checking what I've written down
You go
for
back
that
to your
episode.
notes.
I am pulling out my notes. The thing was, my notes back then were a little sparser. Lately, I've gone into big, huge note-taking mode. Before, it was just my thoughts. So I don't really have any standout sentences.
Uh-oh.
Do you?
Not that I can think of immediately. I mean, the opening of the show is pretty good, because it's narrated and
It's a great episode, yeah.
it's a good episode. The narration at the start is very epic.
This is tough
really
to
set
rank
up
when
what's,
we don't
what's
know,
happening.
when we don't remember. Is this
Mhm.
working? Is this good content? Maybe pull another one.
This is fantastic content.
Maybe pull another one.
All right, fine. The soundtrack.
Go 10.
No, I wouldn't say
It's the
so.
first time you hear the music.
Yeah, but it's not
Okay, 7.
perfect. 7.
It's just fine.
Yeah, I'm good with
It's
that.
typical.
10 and 7. So now that is
8.5. A retroactive 8.5.
now for episode 2, Pokemon Emergency, I believe it was called. We did how tasty the featured Pokemon would be if they were cooked. We ended up doing 3 for Ekans, 0 for coughing. So a 1.5 on that one. Second category, we'll do Nurse Joy's cuteness level. That's great. This is Nurse Joy's first ever appearance.
So pretty high. It's
pretty high,
good Joy episode. And that's the episode where Jenny is just like this destructive cop.
Tokyo drifts into the Pokemon Center, yes.
Right. Joy's like, validate your parking. and this was a good Joy. We've seen some kind of sloppy or lazy Joys more recently. This was kind of peak Joy.
So there might be a little recency bias in here, but I would say like 8.
Yeah, I was thinking high. Yeah, 8 is good. 8 is good. It's a good Joy.
Agreed.
A Joy that brings you joy.
So then 1.5 plus 8 divided by 2, 4.75 for Pokemon Emergency. That's a much better score than the 1.5 originally.
Yeah, you got a bit of a boost, and the Pokemon Mom episode got a mild flattening, but still strong.
So Tower of Terror is still our first
Tower
proper
of Terror
10 out of
is
10
an episode.
There you go.
Holy moly, I'll show that to my grandkids.
That was part of the reason I didn't want to give the soundtrack a 10 in the first episode.
just because
you know
in your heart, in your subjective heart, that Tower of Terror is objectively the best.
My objective heart, actually.
You know, we're abusing those words, so don't shut us out in the comments about abusing those words, because we know. We know.
That's the joke.
You're the joke.
We don't have to. We have
Speaking
to.
of jokes,
the joke only gets better when we explain it.
Speaking of jokes,
so
the Mario movie had me pretty jazzed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, in the Mushroom Kingdom, more specifically in Bowser's Kingdom, what kind of podcasts would be going around?
Oh, yeah?
I'm really interested in what kind of podcast the villains would have. So I took a trip. I bought a plane ticket. I flew to Bowser's Evil Kingdom. And I could have just got a VPN. Damn it. Okay.
This is where we would put the NordVPN sponsor if we were sponsored.
Yeah, if we ever get one. Come on, Nord. Come on, Manscaped. So we flew. So I flew to Bowser's domain.
Fresh.
Brought up my Spotify. Checked out the podcasts unique to the region. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all the villains have one. A bunch of them. And not all of them.
Yeah, that sounds about
I missed
right.
I missed a lot. So did you know that Koopa Troopa, in general, all the Koopa Troopas, but I'll probably just one Koopa Troopa, has a podcast called What the Shell? And it's like a grind my gears podcast where they just complain about things. What the Shell?
Mm-hmm. That's every Koopa Troopa.
Every Koopa Troopa has a What the Shell podcast.
They're all on the podcast at one time.
There's a blooper who has a podcast called Real Squid Games, where he reviews playing multiple games at once. Plays like 8 games because he can hold like 8 controllers at the same time. Called Real Squid Games. Okay, Birdo. You remember Birdo from Super Mario Brothers 2?
Wow.
Yeah, that freak has a podcast called The Whole Truth, a real account of what it feels like to produce eggs from your face. Sounds horrifying.
I feel like that's a one episode thing. If you're counting one specific experience.
This is Birdo's life, Kellen.
That's true. I'm sorry, Birdo.
Are you reducing Birdo's life story like that?
Apparently. I'm sorry.
Okay, there's a Goomba with a podcast called Sincerely Squished, Stories of the Continuously Flattened, where Goomba invites other Goombas on to tell stories of when they were squished. Okay, Shy Guy puts out a podcast every Tuesday that is just 60 minutes of silence. It doesn't even have a name.
That's good. I would listen to that. That's great.
And of course, Bowser rules the domain with his podcast, Lonely at the Top, which is basically Joe Rogan, but for the dark realm. I would love to see Bowser doing a Joe Rogan style podcast.
Jamie, can you pull that up, please?
Exactly. Bowser getting high with Elon Musk. That's gold, Jerry.
All right.
Yeah. So, done with jokes. Time for the episodes.
Let's get into what we're doing this week. We're doing 2 episodes. Episode 31, Those Diglett, and episode 32, the Ninja Poké-Showdown. Got to get those titles right.
How'd you feel about these ones?
These were good episodes. I enjoyed them. How did you feel?
They're solid Pokemon episodes for sure. Those Diglett was awesome. I actually really liked Those Diglett. I thought, and especially when reflecting on the second one, on the Ninja one, I thought it was really fun and kind of flowery. There is almost no plot in it, though.
Yeah.
So
my only real gripe with Those Diglett is that it basically is just a rehash of the Tentacool and Tentacruel episode.
oh, you ruined one of my jokes. It absolutely is.
Mhm.
It is a rehash. Like, been there, done that. And I wonder how many times Pokemon episodes are going to do that. Basically be
Probably a lot.
allusions to themselves.
Many times.
Okay.
All right, let's move into episode 31, Dig Those Diglett. So the narrator notes it's been months since Ash left home. They're in the woods, and their next stop is going to be the Fuchsia Gym, which is over the mountain. But which mountain is it? We don't know. There's like a dozen. They're lost again.
They're surrounded by mountains. They know they know their location vaguely as somewhere in the mountains. And I love this opening bit where Misty says, "Don't tell me we're lost again." And Brock says, "Okay, I won't tell you."
I won't tell you.
Classic Brock. Now get fucked.
Got him. Got him. We cut to Team Rocket already. They're having Chinese food and tea and crumpets, and Meowth's doing a workout.
So they're having a picnic. And this, did you catch that this is a jelly donut moment?
Kind of. I knew it was probably not what they said that it was. But
so they said, Jessie goes, "I'm going to enjoy Chinese food." She's definitely eating Japanese curry.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know if you've had Japanese curry.
I have
Good
not.
prairie boy.
I don't think so.
But I've had a fuck ton of it. You can buy it at the supermarkets. Like, it comes in like cubes that basically, what's the word? Like a bouillon cube, like that kind of thing. Like, you just turn it into a broth. Japanese curry, how I describe it, is it's basically like a spiced gravy. It's not hot at all. It tastes more like gravy that you pour on rice and eat with like fried chicken or fried pork. And it's super good. And that's definitely what she's eating. She's got a bowl of the curry that she's going to pour onto her rice. So she says Chinese food. I'm going to have Chinese food. Definitely Japanese curry. And James says tea and crumpets. A closer observation, he's probably eating ochazuke. I think that's how you say it, which is like a Japanese tea rice dish where you have dashi, which is like a broth. Well, it's like the base of a broth, tea, and then and rice. So kind of often like a breakfast food, very simple dish. But they're probably eating those two foods. But Chinese food and tea and crumpets. Okay, great. Because we can't make kids think that they're watching a Japanese show. No, we have to hide the fact that it's Japanese.
Yeah, when it comes to curries, like in general, I want to try more curries and stuff. But in terms of curry and curry-like foods, I eat a fuck ton of butter chicken.
Yeah, of course you do. You're white.
I love butter chicken. It's so good.
He just let his race out, folks.
Well, that wasn't a secret.
Who loves butter chicken? No, I love butter chicken too.
Butter chicken's so good.
It's just good.
I've had a few other curries. I don't know the names of them or anything, and they were all good. But
it's such a broad category of food in general, and you'll hear people say things like, "I don't like curry," and it's like, well, there's probably some curry you like.
Yeah, it's like pizza. You can't not like pizza because there's a billion different kinds of it.
Yeah, there's probably some pizza you like. Like it's so broad. So I feel like curry's like that too. And Japanese curry is probably your next step. It's really just like, do you like gravy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll like Japanese curry then.
All right, so then there's an earthquake.
And their picnic gets disturbed.
Their lunch break is ruined.
Blah.
And they go running off. That seems to be their motivation this episode, at least for a little while.
Blast in the background, they spill their food. Jessie's got her curry all over her head, and with that head of hair, that's gonna take a while to wash out.
Oh yeah. That's not gonna be a fun time to do that.
So jump ahead. We see a big convoy of trucks heading
towards
a
freedom convoy. Thank God.
Construction site. Canada joke. We gotta get these Diglets out of here because they're destroying our rights. The Diglets have vaccines.
So the truck is these trucks are blowing up little parts of the land, and then they seem to find weak ground, and the trucks fall over, and they cause this big truck pile up. And then you hear coming from the distance, Diglett dig, 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 Diglett dig.
Nice Doppler effect. Truly a haunting tune too.
Thank you.
That dead-eyed song of destruction that the Diglett dirge while they destroy their enemies. Diglett dig.
So Pikachu meets a Diglett. They kind of talk a little bit. And a worker says that the Diglett are destroying everything. They can't finish this dam because of the Diglett. And they've been causing these earthquake-like things. Did you catch the name of this dam?
Yes, and this is a beautiful name.
They call it the Gaiva Dam, which
Spelt.
Gaiva.
So it's Give a Damn.
It's Give a Damn, yeah.
We're building Give a Damn.
Boom.
I love kid shows. They're so weird.
It's great.
Give a damn. Also, like, so the Diglett are messing with the construction of Give a Damn, and to the point where we're just gonna call it Give a Damn, right? That's a beautiful phrase. We're the point where all these supply trucks are just like crashed into each other. Like there's like it looked like 50 trucks just like piled on top of each other. Like it's a pretty mass destruction.
Yeah, it's a pretty historic pileup.
And so now the head of the construction workers, who's really the main construction worker we meet and talk to in this, he's the one that tells them that it's the Diglett, they're destroying everything. This character is the reason I enjoyed this episode, because he is ridiculous. He has this really cheesy Italian accent, and it's so over the top, and he's just losing it all the time. It's the Diglett! They're destroying everything! I'm not going to do an Italian accent because I can't. But but he is just he's like Mario meets I don't know, like a constipated Mario who's eaten something really spicy and he's just screaming about it.
I don't think we ever learned this guy's name either. Did we?
I kept writing him down as I-Man, as short for Italian man.
I was just writing down as the worker.
Because there's this scene right here where Misty's like, I think Digletts are cute. And he's like, you think they're cute? And he starts tearing at his hair and breaking his helmet. The worst. So that guy rules.
The absurdness is just the best. We love it.
Oh, yeah. He's a cartoon character.
So this working crew is offering a 6-night stay at a luxury resort to whoever can clear this Diglett out. They've called in a bunch of trainers. They think Ash and the gang are some of the trainers they called in, but they just happened upon this thing. But these trainers that they called in all come in. The leader of all these trainers, it's Gary Oak.
Driving in the red car from Outrun by Sega. Remember those games?
Very
beautiful.
flashy.
Very flashy. Loads of ladies, too.
Yeah, he says also that Ash is in fourth place because he was the fourth to leave home. But as a trainer, he's dead last.
Yeah, Gary's mean as heck.
I mean, that's his entire character.
There's also buses full of trainers behind Gary. Like a ton of buses. So tons of people have come out to try to win this reward for the stay at Give a Resort. Give a damn, Give a Resort. Yeah, the Gaiva Resort.
I didn't write that down. Well, I didn't feel like rewinding.
That's fine.
So Gary also has, of course, his 6 cheerleaders with him.
Yeah, just crowding the red car from Outrun.
Ash thinks they're Pokemon for some reason.
So this reminds me of, there is this trope in shonen anime where the character is almost like naively asexual. Like I know asexuality is an actual thing, and that's not at all what they're portraying. They're portraying someone who's just like...
not ignorant, just stupid.
Yeah, such an idiot that they're like unaware of women or something. Like that was a trope they did with Goku. Like it feels like they do that with Luffy from One Piece too. And here's Ash, so obsessed with Pokemon that he thinks that Gary's cheerleaders are Pokemon. Like, okay.
Yeah, they go through this whole conversation where Gary's like, Ash, did you catch any cool Pokemon yet? And Ash is like, yeah, do you want to see it? I have one right here. I can show you it. And Gary's like, nah, no good trainer shows off their Pokemon. And like, why did you ask in the first place?
Yeah, he's such a walking contradiction.
Yeah, and then Ash, he goes over to his cheerleaders, and Ash is like, wait, are those Pokemon?
Well, the cheerleaders are like, Gary Oak. He comes through when others choke. Beautiful.
And I think Brock puts him in his place.
Yeah, they're
and
like,
starts hitting on him, of course.
But yeah, Brock goes into straight white knight mode immediately, starts hitting on the cheerleaders. They call him Sir, and he takes that to mean that they think he's an old man. And that's when Brock has like a full-on breakdown. Admits to the audience what we already knew. He's like, I don't care. I'm so desperate.
They think I'm an old man, but I don't care. I'm desperate. Could I have someone's phone number, please? Maybe an address? Email?
Chill out, Brock. Chill out. Email would have been pretty new at the time, too, though. So good on you, Brock. So. Forward thinking.
So Team Rocket overhears all of this. They want the reward. they're back to playing for a vacation. They did this a couple episodes ago, but they want a break now again. And then Meowth wants to be traded to a different Team Rocket.
Hello? Can I get traded to a less embarrassing team?
I think in the Swedish dub I read, Meowth asks to be traded to a less embarrassing animated team. So he like wants to switch shows.
Oh, beautiful. Like he wants to team up with the bad guys in like Rocky and Bullwinkle or something.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a crossover?
He wants to become a Scooby-Doo villain.
Oh!
And I would have gotten away with it.
Incredible. Someone make that crossover, please. Fan art, please. Man, if we had an audience and we got fan art, that'd be so cool. Wouldn't that be the life?
It'd be cool to have an audience.
Mm-hmm. So Team Rocket is going to try to get all these trainers Pokemon. James does some brilliant fucking math here. He goes, if each trainer has 6 Pokemon, then there's 6 times as many Pokemon.
Yeah,
thanks, James.
It's a beautiful theoretical equation, and I stand with him. Who needs numbers when you can set up the problem? That takes a real genius.
But all they have is Ekans and Coughing. How are they supposed to take down all of these trainers with just Ekans and Coughing? Sneak attacks have never worked. They're becoming a little self-aware, which is actually kind of a change of pace here. Meowth says they should do Plan B, and like they go like fire in their eyes. They're like,
not Plan B.
Plan B? Oh my god, no one said Plan B in 40 years.
That's exactly what happened.
So they're going to try to... Their Plan B is trying to induce evolution on Coughing and Ekans.
Does that mean anything to you in induction? Or it is the common word induced being that they're going to try to force evolution, right? This isn't like a specific Pokemon thing, is it?
No, I don't think so. Because like every Pokemon has certain criteria in which they can evolve. And you can't force them to evolve beyond those criteria. Like if a Pokemon evolves at level 36, you straight up can't induce evolution before that.
Right.
I think this is a kind of an anime specific thing, but they're taking induce evolution maybe to mean like experience grinding or something.
Yeah, they're gonna use an emulator and they're gonna put on a fast forward feature.
You're gonna pump it up to 400% speed and mash that spacebar.
Oh, so fun. Yeah, the real contest is getting kicked off, right? And there's something about megaphones in on the Pokemon show that I like. Whenever a character has a megaphone, it does something in my brain. Just like how they're starting to yell something not profound at all, usually pretty tacky. And that's what Italian boy here is doing. Kicks off the contest. He also is calling out Ash because Ash is like talking and Ash is so down on himself. He's like, hey, you with the Pikachu on your head, listen with your ears, not your mouth.
Yeah, and Ash is like, well, you can at least call me by my name. And Misty says, don't feel bad. He probably doesn't even know your name. Which, I don't know if that's supposed to make him feel better, but...
Probably doesn't know his name.
No, probably not. Yeah, the worker calls Diglett a parasitic bug Pokemon, and then Gary jumps in with the, actually...
Actually, teacher.
He's, mole Pokemon would be more of an appropriate term, and considering he's so small and so weak, it would be bad to call Diglett the world's worst anything, so... Push up his glasses.
Yeah, Gary should get fucked. What a pretentious little shit.
So the Diglett come back. Gary's on the case. He's gonna take out these Pokemon with his We Don't See, because the Pokemon does not come out of the Pokeball.
Yeah, and he tries multiple Pokeball. Hey, and none of them are coming out.
Yeah, and then all the trainers try all their Pokemon. They think, oh, maybe mine will work, being dumbasses. None of them come out of their ball.
Italian boy is having a full-on meltdown.
Fucking breakdown.
Like bright red, flipping out, hitting his head on the ground. Get the Diglett! Get the Diglett! I love this guy.
But at least the Diglett are polite enough to return all of the Pokeballs to their trainers.
So. Which is very cute. So people are throwing Pokeballs, the Pokemon won't come out. There's a huge pile of Pokeballs. The Diglett are just distributing them back. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And Ash, being a dumbass, having seen like 10 dozen people try to send up their Pokemon and not work, thinks, oh, maybe I'm the exception. He goes for Squirtle, but Pikachu intercepts him with this like big cross arm things. Pika! Crosses his arms. Very cute.
Right, and that's really the hint at what's going on here, is that Pikachu understands something. The Pokemon don't want to come out.
Yeah, they can't figure out why the Pokemon don't want to battle. And you fucking wonder why. What could the possible explanation be?
I don't know. I'm not that smart. I watched the whole episode and I still don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I know. Don't jump on me. Don't jump on me.
then the worker is trying to whack-a-mole.
He's playing
whack-a-mole with the Diglett.
Yeah, he's down on the ground. He's like, well, the Pokemon won't do anything. I've got like a mallet, and he's trying to hit the Diglets. Well, he has a full-on. He is having a full-on shit his pants freak out. like piss and shit are flying. Vinegar, sweat. Like he's just demented creature here. Twisted creature. Let's go twisted creature.
Yeah, and Gary pulls another action. He's like, that's never gonna work. Diglett can pull their heads in at 186,282 miles per second, which apparently is the speed of light. I didn't fact check
that either. Shout us out in the comments. What's the speed of light in miles per second?
I'm gonna fact check that.
It's gonna show you in kilometers, so.
It shows me in meters. In miles per second. 186,282.
Well, you passed this one, Gary.
0.397. So he was 0.397.
But are the Diglets actually able to move at the speed of light? Because I seriously doubt that.
They are fast. That's like
not the
their
speed of
stat,
light,
but not the speed of light.
It's a very significant physical property that kind of keeps the world working the way it does.
Yeah, I feel like there would be some kind of effect, some like interdimensional effect if anything could move at the speed of light.
Yeah, you could exploit that somehow. Like maybe Diglets are the key to time travel or teleportation or something. Yeah,
if a bunch of Diglett get together and they roam the Earth at the speed of light in the opposite direction the Earth is spinning, will that cause time travel?
Oh, like in Superman, the movie.
Yeah.
When Superman goes around the Earth to go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say
I'm asking you factually, yes.
I'm going to say objectively and scientifically, yes, citing Superman the movie as my source.
You are the one with the PhD, so you would know better.
I don't have a PhD.
Oh, right, you have a master's.
Yeah, I just have a master's. Come on. That's why I have no authority.
Close enough.
That's why I'm a disappointment.
I only have a bachelor's, so, and I'm never one for that master's.
Yeah. Well, education is fine. That's that.
Yeah, but I am also fucking done with it.
Oh yeah. No, don't get exhausted. Too hung up on it.
Yeah, Gary leaves now because it's obvious that no one can even do anything. So he just heads out. Here's my question. Gary is supposed to be 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in this car with all of these girls. Are all of his cheerleaders like 16? Because one of them's driving.
Well, I asked you that at the first episode. How old are Gary's cheerleaders? And you seemed uninterested in the question. You were like, they're probably 10, whatever.
Well, they weren't driving at that point.
I know.
They just walked off.
It's strange. I was like fascinated by Gary's cheerleaders because I'm like, are these like grown women who are following this like 10-year-old around cheering about him?
He must pay really well.
Are they employees? Is
Probably.
that what they are?
Because no one could like Gary that much to actually follow him around.
It's a bizarre concept, and it makes my head spin.
I think he just bought half of a basketball team's cheerleaders or something.
Oh, I thought you just bought the basketball team, and they're like
that too. He just owns the Mavericks.
We're really good athletes. Why are we? Why do we have to cheer for this 10-year-old?
So yeah, now the gang's in a hot spring.
And on
somehow,
yeah.
No foreshadowing to that. They still don't get why the Pokemon wouldn't fight though. But then the Diglett come back and they follow off the Diglett.
Well, why do you need foreshadowing? So maybe this is like an extremely Japanese thing, but
it just came out of fucking nowhere.
Onsens, like hot springs like that, are part of going to the mountains, like in Japan. Like they all kind of have them. Very geothermal sort of country in that respect. So kind of a cultural thing.
I did read on Bubblepedia on the dub edits that there was supposedly some kanji for a hot spring advertisement somewhere in the episode, but it was removed in the dub. So
can't teach kids about onsens.
They just didn't feel like translating it. No budget for that, so they just removed it.
Well, that's fair, I guess.
So back to Team Rocket, they failed their induced evolution because they don't understand the concept of experience points, apparently.
Is this one of the first times experience points are brought up?
I think so.
Because they explicitly say, like, oh, we don't have enough experience points.
It might be the first. I'm not entirely sure. Because, like, we've heard about levels in the past. But I don't know about experience.
Levels, but also Team Rocket is they're the ones that break the fourth wall the most.
Mhm.
So if someone is doing an out of frame sort of reference, it would be them.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know if if experience points are like, if the world of Pokemon in the show literally has experience points, or that's more just like a joke towards the games. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I think there is a level of they wanted to include these game elements of levels and experience points in the anime, but they weren't really sure how they could include them properly.
Right.
Because there's no like visual indication in terms of any of that. So they
so
threw it in every once in a while.
In here and there for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So the Team Rocket's kind of bummed that they're not evolving. They start crying, hugging their Pokemon. It looks like their tears cause an evolution.
Well, they start crying because like they start thinking about like the emotions and the morality of it all. They're like, if they evolve, we've always known Coughing and Ekans as Coughing and Ekans, but if they evolve, there'll be new Pokemon. Will we even know them anymore? And they start crying, and it seems like this uncertainty is what pleases Coughing and Ekans. And they're like, if we do this, we can fuck with them. So let's evolve. Let's do it. Go, 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 go.
You think it was like a prank? You show
I like that
your
idea.
Emotional vulnerability. I shall now evolve to exploit that.
It's great. So that it seems like their tears cause the evolution, and Meowth is like, no, it's just a coincidence. It's their time to evolve.
Yeah,
I think Meowth is shutting down their theory.
Into it. Yeah.
And then we go back to the gang, and we get the iconic. You know what I'm going to talk about? The iconicness here.
No.
Diglett dick, Diglett dick.
Trio.
Over and over again. And in
Yeah, it's
post, I'm
haunting.
going to add
It's a
2
haunting
more
tune.
of me saying trio on top of that. So it's like 3 of me saying it.
Oh,
Just
sick.
there you go. So
Sick.
you know.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Oh my god.
Yes, it does. It sounds incredible. Dexter, we go back to the Dex, who has no specific info on Doug Trio. So what the fuck are you doing, Dexter?
Yeah, sometimes I don't know why it doesn't know the things it doesn't know.
Like ghosts, I can sort of understand, but Doug Trio is just like a normal fucking Pokemon.
And doesn't seem specifically rare. Like, we're kind of led to believe by somehow how this plot wraps up that all the mountain forests have Doug Trio in them.
So Brock has figured it out. The Diglett has led them to like this big open field, garden, farm place. And the Doug Trio are plowing the ground while Diglett plant the trees. Brock says that Diglett are plowing the ground and the Doug Trio are planting the trees, which is fucking false.
Brock is a smart idiot.
Come on, Brock. Jesus Christ. But they come to the conclusion the mountain range is Diglett and Doug Trio's backyard. They're just defending their home. All gardens across the world may be made by Diglett, and the worker realizes what would happen if the dam was built. No Pokemon would be able to live here because it would be flooded with water, and that's why the Pokemon were refusing to fight.
Such a quick turnaround. Italian
Very
boy, the true hero of the episode, seeing this immediately understands the challenges of capitalism versus ecology. Immediately cancels the project. Does not care about the financial repercussions. He totally understands our purpose, our role in keeping Mother Nature intact. Wow.
And this is exactly why I say this is a rehash of the Tentacool and Tentacruel episode, because it basically is the exact same plot.
Oh yeah.
Except the Diglett aren't trying to kill people.
They're trying to wreck trucks.
They're trying to wreck trucks, but they're not trying to actively
America,
murder
that's
an
the
entire
same
city.
Thing.
Oh!
Wreck my truck. Kill my city.
So yeah, the
Get
worker
outta
cancels the project. They've learned their lesson.
So quick.
And
now
then
be
Team Rocket,
more
your
like
lesson
Italian,
is
man.
just beginning. Whoa. Good
Whoa.
line, Team Rocket. They
Yeah.
come in, they get to Jesse and James, and Meowth pops in with, you know the rest.
Yeah, and Ash is like, we're not in the mood.
We're
okay?
not in the mood for this.
We're not in the mood.
You're always in the mood for everyone should always be in the mood for Team Rocket, or whatever they say.
We're
They
in a
show
good
off,
enough mood for everyone.
yeah, they show off their newly evolved Pokemon for the first time on TV.
Yeah.
Another fourth wall break.
That's a line. Yeah, first time on TV. Arbok and Weezing, welcome.
And so Ash flanks him with all of his starter Pokemon and Pikachu. Again, everyone except Pidgeotto gets to partake.
Yeah.
This poor Pidgeotto.
We'll see him
I feel
later.
bad for Pidgeotto.
in the next
yeah,
episode.
but still. He seems to always just, like, when he's using all of his Pokemon, he's like, I don't have a Pidgeotto. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fate of the Pidgey line, really. Treated
Mhm.
second rate all the time.
Yeah. So Arbok dodges the thunderbolt. Him and Weezing go underground, where they get beat to shit by a bunch of the Diglett and Bug trio.
The Diglets are like, look, we weren't stopping any of the other Pokemon. The other Pokemon got us. They want to fight with us. But you all are being dicks. You Team Rocket Poke bitches.
Yeah, Diglett could realize that Team Rocket were, like, straight up evil. I don't think they thought the workers were evil. They just didn't understand the consequences of what they were doing. But they know Team Rocket are just pure bad.
Yeah, they're like, bad guys.
Yeah.
So tons of Diglett caused this dirt wave to carry Team Rocket forward, like they're dirt surfing.
Hang 10.
We get a good one from Meowth. Catabunga.
And they carry Team Rocket right into the unfinished dam. And we get the play on their classic phrase. It looks like Team Rocket's busted up again.
Very nice, very nice. Team Rocket never catches a break, Ash says.
Yeah, the gang, like, laments Team Rocket in this moment. They're like, oh man, we feel so bad for them. They never catch a break.
It's like they never learned their lesson. And the
but
Italian
the worker
guy's
has.
Like, not like me. I learned my lesson.
And the gang is almost at the fuchsia gym now. And that's pretty much the episode.
Great episode, but mostly because of that over-the-top angry Italian man.
Mm-hmm,
what a gem. What a gem.
All right, let's throw it to literary hour.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Like, a tough one in some sense, because we've talked about episodes before that have like big environmental themes. So
yeah,
it's
just
like, where
repeat
do we go
what you said of the tentacle
without
episode.
rehashing that? Well, that was going to be my joke. Was that literary reference number 1? Tentacool and Tentacruel. So not a book, but a really good classic movie, Princess Mononoke, actually has a really similar plot to this. I checked the dates. Princess Mononoke came out in Japan summer of 97, and this episode premiered in the fall. I don't know if that's quick enough for that to have influenced that. That sounds like a coincidence. But the plot really is kind of similar, where like industrialization is sort of impacting the forest, and the soul of the forest is being turned into anguish that then comes back to the people. And it's all a whole lot more complicated than that. But a beautiful film that really personifies the forest, the spirits of the forest, and dives into our relationship with nature. If you've never seen Princess Mononoke, high recommend. Even if you're not an anime fan, it's one of those movies that even people who aren't into anime generally like. Very, very beautiful film. For a literary from a book, specific part of Lord of the Rings, I'm thinking about Isengard. So Isengard is one of the titular 2 towers that Saruman reigns in, and he is uprooting the forest around him, Fangorn Forest, to basically create more mechanisms of war, including the Urukai, which are like orc extra strong warrior things that he's like breeding. And this is destroying parts of the Fangorn Forest. Eventually, the Ents, when they've discussed what's going on, Ents are like these giant tree people who kind of feel the forest. They're part of the forest. They eventually decide that Isengard's stamp on the forest is too much. They rise up and tear down Isengard. So that's a small part of Lord of the Rings, but I think extremely relevant, actually. Now, note in the book version of Lord of the Rings, that conflict is done differently, where the Ents know what is going on, and they just take a long time to deliberate and discuss what they're going to do, and then eventually decide they need to destroy Isengard. In the movies, we see the lead Ent, Treebeard, not know what's going on, accidentally stumble upon destroyed forest, and then freak out, which doesn't make sense because they're connected to the forest. They know what's going on in Fangorn. They're part of the forest. They would feel it when trees are being destroyed. Okay, Peter Jackson, that doesn't make sense. In the book, it takes a long time because they're a very slow moving race and making decisions, and that's where we get the slow buildup from.
Mm-hmm. I never read Lord of the Rings. Nor have I seen the movies.
Well, I'm glad I explained it with extreme detail, because now I'm sad.
All I know about Lord of the Rings is that Tolkien describes everything with ridiculous amounts of detail. or something along those lines.
Yeah, he is a verbose writer, and he's a careful writer. He's an immersive writer.
Mhm.
He's not like there are more overt writers too, but he's also sort of writing in a classics trend where like if there's a lot of old writers like Herman Melville and Victor Hugo who like when they write a book, it's like they're tossing in stuff that that people just don't put in books now today. Like in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Victor Hugo spends like whole chapters just describing like architecture, history of architecture. And in Moby Dick, there's like 600 pages in the middle. And I'm not even exaggerating, okay? It opens up with plot, it ends with plot. In the middle, like 600 pages are all about anatomy of whales and like whaling laws off the coast of England.
Were they getting paid by the word or something?
It's just like when you wrote a book back then, you just like shoved everything in your brain onto the paper.
Every little thing that the reader might need to know.
And don't shout me out in the comments if you're gonna say that the emphasis on tons of detail and getting way too complex in Moby Dick is also a metaphor for the main themes of the book, where Ahab is getting lost in his pursuit and immersed in his pursuit, obsessed in his pursuit of the white whale. Because I already know that. Thank you. Okay. How you like that literary hour? It was a little rambly. It was a little nuts.
It was good. I think it might be the longest literary hour we've had, but still not quite a full hour. So you need to work on that.
It's an hour in our hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We should rank this baby.
Let's head to the forepaw for the second time today already.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
All right. Dig Those Diglett. First category will be how the featured Pokemon in the episode would taste if it was cooked.
Diglets?
Diglett.
Oh, I don't know. What is their bone structure?
Well, they're said to be like a mole.
They're said to be like a mold. They look like a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how much meat is on this thing. Because
Yeah.
I don't understand what its spine is. Like, does it have a spine? Is it a vertebrae?
I really wish we had, for every Pokemon, like, an anatomy chart. Like, what is the anatomy of a Diglett? I really wish we had those.
One of those classic, like, cross-sectional anatomy textbooks.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on, Nintendo. Be horrifying, but do it.
Well, the biology of a Diglett says that they feed on tree roots and vegetables, so they may have, like, an earthy taste,
Okay.
of course.
Like a rabbit, maybe.
Yeah. Question is Diglett itself, like, solid as a rock, because it's a ground type, or is there actual meat in there?
I think there's meat if it's mole.
I would say so, yeah.
And the ground is just referencing that it's, like, in the ground. It can go below the ground.
It says it spends much of its time underground and has very thin skin. If Diglett is exposed to sunlight, its blood will heat up and cause it to grow weak.
Oh.
So maybe it's one of those things that you gotta, like, sear. It's like tuna. You sear it really quickly on both sides, and there you go. That's how you cook it.
I actually think it probably tastes kind of like hair, but I haven't really eaten hair. I know there's parts of Europe where they eat rabbit.
Yeah, I've never
had it, so I don't really know. I'm not that interested in eating rabbit either. Like I had quail once, which are like really small chickens, and I'm like, this was kind of a waste of killing something. Like there's so little actual food on it. So I don't know. I don't think I would like the Diglett that much.
Yeah,
actually,
but I don't think it would be particularly terrible.
No, it would be fine. It'd be like 6.
Yeah, I was thinking 5. So
I bet you some real talented folks could whip up a cuisine around Diglett, but it just might not be my thing. It might not be a common thing.
You could convince me of 6. Let's go 6.
Okay.
All right. And category number 2. Characters falling over in surprise and embarrassment.
Did you get any?
All right, this is my thing that I tracked. Let's take a look-see here. Yeah, we got a couple.
Oh, nice.
When Meowth wants to be traded to a different team.
Okay.
This isn't a whole thing where James thinks that the earthquakes are being caused by aliens, and he thinks the aliens are back, and I believe Jesse and Meowth both fall over.
Oh, beautiful.
When Gary states that Diglett can pull their heads out at the speed of light, Ash notes something about how he's been studying, and Gary goes, "I've been studying, unlike you," and Ash falls over.
Come on, Ash.
And that's it.
Well, the
those
Team
are two
Rocket
of the-
one's good. The Team Rocket one's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's all right. I think the other
alright.
one's a little weaker.
Yeah.
I would say like 4.
Sure, I'm okay with a 4.
Okay, so
It's
4
fine.
and 6.
It's fine. Solid 5 for Dig That Diglett.
5 out of 10. Average.
What was this episode called? Diglett's Dig?
Dig Those Diglett.
Dig Those Diglett. All right. Nice episode. Nice episode. We
All
got
right.
one more for you, folks, though.
Episode 32 is the Ninja Poké-Showdown.
This episode is sensational, action-packed, over-the-top, cool setting, 0 plot.
It's fucking wild.
Like, I can't even describe the plot.
No, there
but I
is
will.
very
I
definite
will.
plot progression.
I will. Right. But there's no theme, you know?
Is there? Well, I mean, that's your
Well, we're
job,
going to
so.
get into it. We're going to get
We'll figure
into
it
it. I did figure it out, but it's tough. It's tough.
So the gang now is lost again, surprise, surprise, in this very dense forest.
Yeah, we first see them popping out of the bushes like that Homer the Simpsons meme.
Apparently, the Fuchsia Gym is just in the middle of nowhere for some reason. So they're taking a break by like this river. Psyduck is putting his head or drinking cold water. Misty is like, Psyduck, cold water will make the headache even worse. It's kind of like foreshadowing if you think about it.
Is that a thing? That cold water makes headaches worse?
No idea. Well, I mean, you can get brain freeze from cold things.
Yeah, but I was like, no, Psyduck should hydrate Misty.
Yeah.
That might help. Like, okay.
So Misty is hating Psyduck. Meanwhile, Brock is loving his Vulpix. Misty wants
Misty's
to trade.
kind of mean this episode, at least at the start to Psyduck.
Yeah, she has a nice character growth in this episode.
Oh, she tsundere's hard.
Yeah. So then a Venonat is also watching from above.
Yeah,
What's that
creepy
Venonat's about?
bug eyes come out of the
Yeah.
trees. And we will describe Venonat more soon. We haven't got a good glimpse of him yet.
Mm-hmm. So they're crossing this narrow piece of wood across a giant chasm. Which, what the fuck? No one put a bridge up here? That
Nope.
seems very
Sketch?
unsafe. Yeah, very sketchy.
Yeah, where are your, like, safety regulations?
Yeah. So they come across this big mansion-like house, and they go ask for directions to the gym.
They say mansion. It's a huge, like, feudal Japanese, almost like fortress-looking thing.
Mhm.
Like, outer wall, lots of these extremely detailed feudal Japanese architecture sort of buildings spread out, taking over quite a lot of land, just this single giant building.
Yeah, so they go into this building to look for directions. Misty falls through a revolving wall, like a secret door.
Yeah, like a spinning secret door. And Brock figures it out. Like, she disappears, but Brock, okay, he's kind of clever. He figures it out, pushes on the wall. It's a secret door. So they found Misty already. That's good.
Yeah, and then the Venonat comes back.
Right, so describe this thing for me.
Venonat is this like little fluff ball. He's this fuzzy little guy, purple dude, with big mosquito eyes and some white antennae.
Yeah, and he's just got like tiny little feet and hands, like a troll.
It's cute. I like Venonat's
It is
design.
kind of cute. Yeah.
Ash calls it says that it's not a run of the mill Pokemon, which it is. Venomoth is quite average.
Yeah.
So
Ash doesn't know what he's talking about. We also learn from the decks that the eyes are radar. They can see in the
Mhm.
dark. That's kind of cool.
yeah, so they follow the
a
Venonat.
bunch of they follow the Venonat is basically the plot of the first half of
Yeah.
this episode. Now that's their only clue to anything living in this building. So they are constantly trying to follow it. So gang's running after them. Ash gets shocked, and he's like, "What the hell, Pikachu? Why you shocked me?" There's a Voltorb in the floor. So a Voltorb, it looks like a Pokeball, but it's a Pokemon. It's this red and white little flag of Poland-esque ball that can electrocute people.
It's a Pokeball with a face.
Yeah.
That's the design.
It's the flag of Poland with a face.
Original Pokemon in Gen 1, everybody. Good job.
It's beautiful.
Game Freak.
Is Voltorb organic, or is it like Magnemite?
I don't know. I want to say it kind of like adapts to the modern age, because in Legends Arceus there are Hisuian Voltorb, which are based on the ancient type of Pokeball, which is made out of like wood and apricorns.
Oh,
So
Oh, but they actually are Pokeballs. Sentient Pokeballs?
I don't think they're sentient Pokeballs. I think they have, whatever they are, they have evolved to mimic Pokeballs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought for a second it was like, these were the Pokeballs that we left in the cellar too long.
Yeah.
they got a little ripe.
There's a pretty common fan theory that Voltorbs are Pokeballs possessed by Haunter because they have like the same eyes.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think there's any sort of actual evidence.
I don't think that's true at all because the Voltorbs don't seem to have a great sense of humor, and Haunter has the greatest sense of humor. So there you go. Case closed, atheists.
So then Ash pulls out Dexter again to figure out what this Voltorb is, and Dexter goes, "The identity of this Pokemon is unknown." What the fuck is with Dexter in these 2 episodes not knowing shit about the Pokemon?
I think Ash has been hacked. I think Dexter's been hacked.
I don't understand. Like, what is the point of the Pokedex if it doesn't know a damn thing?
Someone guessed Ash's password because it's probably I love Pikachu or greatest trainer or something like that, or hat twist 3000.
Pokemon Master 123.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I love my mom at Palatown.com.
Clean underwear.
Yeah, clean underwear at Palatown.com.
So they continue to follow the Venonat, then they hit an invisible wall. Bang.
Bang.
Boom. So they try to leave, they turn around, try to leave, bang. Another invisible wall.
Okay, invisible walls. Question for you. This is an in-game mechanic, right?
This is the Fuchsia City Gym puzzle.
Gimmick, yeah.
It's an invisible maze, yeah.
And
that's exactly what it is.
Can you remind me how that was playing that? Like, you actually can't see the walls, or you kind of could if you squint? I don't remember.
There's a slight visual indication.
Yeah. There's a shimmer or something.
Yeah, but overall, it's actually quite easy, even if you don't know that, because you kind of just follow the path of the gym trainers, and then that's pretty much it. So
and eventually get to the leader.
It's not as bad as Surge's with the trash cans and the luck and that being just a fucking mess.
Because that's randomized.
Yeah,
and that's why it's brutal. Whereas this is a fixed puzzle, yeah,
and it doesn't work how it was supposed to work. Like, they fucked the coding up in Surge's gym in Gen 1, and it's just a whole thing. So Ash trips over another false wall, nearly falls to his death.
Yeah, this is savage.
And Brock and Misty think he did die, and they're very sad for a second.
Because they're ready to hold a funeral.
Yeah. But he's just holding
alive. On. He's hanging on to the wall. This is dangerous as heck, though.
Yeah. This
is brutal.
I think OSHA needs to go inspect this ninja hideout.
Yeah, they really do. What kind of operation are you running here, Koga? You can have dead kids on your hand any minute now.
So Venonat is back once again. They follow him, or Ash gets lured into another room by Venonat, where a bunch of ninja stars come in and pin him to the wall.
Shuriken. Yeah, pin him to the wall. This place is deadly. Like, he almost just fell into a ravine. Actual sharp throwing stars are skewering him to the wall. By his clothes, they somehow missed his vitals, but
because Aya, the ninja warrior who reveals herself, is an expert at throwing these ninja stars. Apparently.
Pretty cool design. Aya has. She appears. She's in the what's the word? The appearance of a kunoichi. Are you familiar with that word? Kunoichi?
Nope.
It is a female ninja. That's it. Very fancy. They have a specific word for a female ninja though. Kunoichi.
Her head and face and hair kind of remind me of, I don't know her name. It's some girl character from, I think, Street Fighter.
Okay.
I don't know. It is what she reminds me of, but I don't know anything past that.
So there's a female ninja. There's a kunoichi,
or maybe
character.
Not Street Fighter. Was it Fire Emblem?
Oh, it's Fire Emblem. She looks like Lynn from Fire Emblem with the green hair. Yeah. She actually kind of does. She does have some Fire Emblem similarities. I mean, Street Fighter similarities too. There's a female ninja character. What is her name? Ibuki, who kind of looks similar, but that Ibuki came later than this, I think. So I think that's just a coincidence. Mm-hmm. And same with Lynn, actually, would have come after this too. I think because that Fire Emblem character is from a Game Boy Advance game.
Mm-hmm. So Ash and Misty berate Aya for pinning Ash to the wall. But Brock, what does Brock do? You want to talk us through this complicated Brock moment?
Well, Misty, first of all, is like insults her pink clothes because Aya's ninja outfit is pink, saying that a ninja should have muted tones, and that bright, reflective clothing you've got will make you be spotted immediately since you're being a ninja. Aya is this like dark poet, right? She's like, born in darkness, living in darkness. Such is the fate of the ninja. Don't you dare insult my passion. And Brock's just ignoring all of this. He's like, can I get your number?
Personal anecdote to the pink ninja outfit.
Okay.
Very coincidentally, I wrote in my script writing class I took a couple years ago for my degree. Every week we had to write a 2 or 3 page script.
Okay.
And one week I wrote a script called Pink Flamingo Ninja Club.
Sweet. I love that name.
And people said that it read like a Disney Channel original sitcom, which I was cool with. I took it.
Pink Flamingo Ninja Club sounds like my next band name. Like, that's beautiful.
Anyway, where were we?
Full simp mode.
Yeah, so Brock full simp mode, but she won't let them leave without a battle.
It turns out this is a ninja training camp.
Yeah, she said Venonat informed me that 3 stupid-looking people entered the mansion. Burn! Fucking roasted.
Ash needs to get let down. He's still skewered to the wall, but he's into this. He's going to fight against Aya in a Pokemon battle.
You can't challenge Ash to a battle and not have him go fucking crazy about it.
Right. And you know what I'm noticing now? Since our last episode, when we had our friend Huber on, Huber was freaking out about how often Ash turns his hat. How was I not noticing this? Now I'm going to notice it every time. Ash does a big iconic hat swivel here.
I mean, I always noticed it, but it's just Ash's thing.
I think I'm taking notes so much, I'm just more dialogue oriented. I miss so much visual stuff.
Ash knows that she's probably going to go for this Venonat. He goes for Bulbasaur when Charmander or Pidgeotto are right fucking there.
Yeah, so this is him not knowing type matchups again, right? So
Good
is Bug
God,
strong
Ash.
against grass?
Yes, and in Gen 1, Bug is also strong against poison. So Bulbasaur's quad weak to Bug in Gen 1.
Right, so Bulbasaur could get fucked here. Damn.
Yeah, but Pidgeotto or Charmander would be the infinitely better choice.
So walk us through this battle. Bulbasaur v Venonat.
So Venonat goes for a Stun Spore, right?
Yeah.
And Bulbasaur whirlwinds it, which is Whirlwind is not a move Bulbasaur can learn.
So there's a call out on, I think, Bulbapedia about this, that the Japanese name of the move, Whirlwind, is closer to just saying the phrase blow it away kind of thing. So they're speculating on Bulbapedia that this translation is kind of a mistake, and that Ash is just telling him to blow the Stun Spore away, and they translated it as the move Whirlwind, because the phrase blow away and Whirlwind look very similar.
So I'm blaming the translators. Do your fucking job better. Come on, people.
Being a translator is the most thankless thing on the planet, because you either, if you do a perfect job, people compliment the writers, the animators, blah, blah, blah. And if you fuck up, everyone loses their mind.
Who would lose their mind over something like that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Who would? Never met a person like that. So the Venonat has some pretty hype moves here.
Yeah, it goes for
Psy Beam.
Whoa, I believe that is a move Venonat can learn. I know Venomoth can for sure.
Oh, sick. Psy Beam is dope. That's a strong psychic attack.
But Bulbasaur is able to survive it. He leech seeds the Venomoth, which zaps away all of its power.
And this is the first time in the history of the world that Leech Seed was a good move.
Leech Seed is fucking awesome.
Oh, it is?
Leech Seed is so good.
Oh, shows what I know. I thought that it wasn't good.
No, it's great. It's especially good for very defensive Pokemon because it just whittles away their health and you get that health back. You regain that.
Oh, I thought whittling was bad. I thought you wanted to just smoke them. I don't know shit.
I mean, you can, but not every Pokemon is equipped to like go huge power.
Okay, well, we do see the Venonat here. Just it's will to live just being sucked away gradually.
Yeah, so Leech Seed does work a lot faster in the anime, apparently, than it does in the games.
Yeah.
Because Leech Seed is supposed to, it whittles away your health at the end of every turn a little bit over time. But in the anime, apparently, it just zaps it all at once. Which begs the question, why doesn't Ash use Leech Seed all the time?
Well, there's no sense of like gamification, like an exploitation in this show. Because you would think when he figures out the good moves, just use them all the time.
Yeah, because so many times he'll have Pikachu use Thunderbolt and then use Thundershock, and Thundershock is literally just worse Thunderbolt.
Watching Ash command his Pokemon is like watching Twitch plays Pokemon, or random number generator plays Pokemon.
Or watching me play Donkey Kong Country 3.
Really? Are you a random? Are you the ashketchum of Donkey Kong Country 3?
It's just frustrating.
Okay.
More so Donkey Kong Country 2. Fucking animal antics. Stupid fucking squawks. Hate that parrot.
And speaking of parrots, no, not at all. Speaking of Voltorbs, Voltorb rolls in. They seem to be able, like, I know where Voltorbs like explode, but in this episode they do a lot of like smoke screens, basically.
Yeah, he's like a smoke bomb.
And another ninja appears, Aya's brother.
Koga. Is it her brother, or is it just that kind of like a term that she used? That she like referred to him as honored brother?
Don't know. That's a good one. They say brother and sister in this, I thought, but you're right that it's not very clear. And is Aya an anime only character?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, but we meet Koga here, the Fuchsia Gym leader.
And Bulbapedia does say that Koga is her brother. So
okay, I think this is the point where the gang realize they're in the gym, right?
Yeah,
they're like, I just thought this was a weird and wacky place, man.
I mean, in fairness, it didn't say gym on the front.
Oh, I know.
So
we just thought this place was sweet, man.
He reveals himself as the Fuchsia Gym leader, and that this is the gym. It's not in Fuchsia City, apparently, like in the games. And apparently, Fuchsia City itself, like the actual city, will not be seen in the episode for 400 episodes.
Keep your hats on, folks. We'll get there eventually. 400 episodes. Oh my god.
I don't know why they didn't put Fuchsia City in the show at all.
No big deal. We get the Ninja Mansion.
So Team Rocket are spying. Of course they are. That's all they do these days. Jessie pulls a James Rose out of her wherever and alliterates all over the place. I didn't write down what she said, but she does a big alliteration.
I did. So
I was banking on that.
They're discussing this Ninja Mansion, right? Saying there's lots of poison Pokemon in there we could steal. James isn't impressed. He's like, this just looks like a Japanese restaurant. Like, okay, I've never been to a Japanese restaurant that like takes up an entire mountain, but I'm in. Let's go. And then Jessie pontificates on the beauty of poison Pokemon. She says, poisonous Pokemon are positively perfect for perfidious people like us.
What does perfidious even mean?
I don't know, but James is also confused, and Jessie translates and goes, beautiful things can be painful, and chucks a rose at him.
So, in the gym battle, back to the gym, it's going to be 2-on-2.
Yeah, for the soul badge, which looks like a heart.
Ash makes the smart choice here. He leads Pidgeotto into Koga's Venonat.
If it's by accident, can you call a random number generator smart? He got lucky.
Koga's Venonat immediately evolves. And this isn't even the first time we see this.
I know.
Like,
what is with this? We saw this with the Abra. Like, these like gym leaders who are like notorious strong trainers having a weak Pokemon that just evolves on the spot. It's such a weird coincidence.
They love to just fuck with the trainers.
Yeah, I'm on that theory that they've got tons of copies of the same Pokemon.
So, Koga's Venonat immediately evolves. Brock, being the dumbass this time, thinks it's some kind of metamorphosis attack. And Misty has to be the one to tell him, no, you idiot, it just evolved.
Yeah, like he like invented a term, like a metamorphosis attack has never been a thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, it's a fusion attack. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. It was bizarre.
So Venomoth goes for the stun spore. Pidgeotto tries to whirlwind away, but it doesn't work. And then Venomoth goes for sleep powder, which is bullshit because you can't have two active status effects on one Pokemon at a time.
Well, Venonat doesn't care. Or Venomoth.
Bullshit.
Venomoth. Mm-hmm. Wait, yeah, describe this Venomoth. So the Venonat has evolved. It used to be this furry little, bug bro. Now it's a giant moth.
Yeah.
Guess. But like a spiky kind of moth. Like,
it's got a little spike head and pink wings, and that's pretty much Venomoth.
So now that Pidgeotto's snoozing on the job, Charmander gets sent out. Flames through the spores.
Now they kind of intercept each other and they cancel each other out. Yeah.
When flames and spores meet.
I feel like the flames should have overtaken the spores.
Totally.
Really, really easily. But meanwhile, Team Rocket crashed the party.
Through the roof.
For like the third time
Let's
in a
blow
gym
the
battle.
roof off this place. I know for a moment here, I was like, again? I was like, are Team Rocket just going to try to like vacuum up the Pokemon and Ash won't finish the battle, but he'll get a badge for being good?
Can Ash get through one goddamn
it's
gym
not quite
battle?
What happens. It's almost what happens. But so they appear and they're putting on a full kabuki play. So this is this ancient style of Japanese theater where people wore like a white makeup. And I actually don't know much about kabuki, but it's a very distinct style of play. They're in this full makeup, full costumes. They've got umbrellas. And they're like, they're finding it way too hard to move in these costumes. They like fall over. They're like, but a ninja mansion calls for kabuki stars. But they give up. It's like, come on, guys, ditch those costumes.
But they do the most dramatic motto yet while they're in costume. It's like, to protect devastation.
Devastation.
It's very dramatic, overly
it
dramatic.
Fits the costumes.
So Koga, Ash, and Isle team up to take on Team Rocket, but Jesse and James have some fucking Spider-Man web shooters for some reason in their hands.
It turns out that James was bit by a radioactive spider last night, and he can now spray Spider-Man webs out of his hand. Okay, so we're probably supposed to believe that this is some kind of item they have, some kind of gadget, but it doesn't explain it or even show it. They're just like spraying Spider-Man webs out of their hands.
Yeah.
They're sticking the Pokemon to the ground, to the walls, they're covering them in these webs. And basically all Koga, Aya, Ash's Pokemon are all sticked up.
Misty then tries to enter the battle with Starmie, but Psyduck sends himself out.
Yeah, she's like, not you, Psyduck.
Psyduck's just doing his best.
I love Psyduck. And they're like, okay, if you're going to attack, like, what even are your moves? So they go to the Pokedex, and I love how they walk through Psyduck's moves slowly in this episode. So this is the start. The Pokedex is like, number 1, tail whip. So Psyduck does a tail whip, but it's this sad, miserable little hip shuffle that doesn't do anything.
Psyduck.
And Psyduck is like embarrassed. His face is getting all red. They're like, what the fuck? Okay, what's number 2? Number 2, Scratch. Runs at Arbok, at Jesse's Arbok, and Arbok just like eats his face.
Yeah, and he just fucking runs around. He freaks the fuck out about it.
Fuck out. Misty's so ashamed. She's like, oh my god, Psyduck.
But then Koga pulls a rope, and a bunch of Voltorb fall from the ceiling. Team Rocket web them up, and one of them blows up. And apparently then we're in a different room.
Yeah, so one of the Voltorbs does this smokescreen thing again. And at that point, the gang kind of moves into another room, catch their breath. But it's funny that Koga launched all these Voltorbs at them, and they basically just are like, oh, yeah, sweet, more Pokemon to capture. So they scoop the Voltorbs. And Meowth loves the Voltorbs. She's like, I'm going to practice my bowling game.
I wonder what Meowth's high score is.
I feel like he'd be a good bowler.
I feel like he'd be all right.
He seems like he would be a hobbyist.
Yeah. So this new room that they're in is apparently slanted to confuse enemies. And honestly, that doesn't really... I thought that was going to come up a lot more, but it didn't really.
Yeah, it didn't mean shit.
No.
They just pointed out. They're like, oh, slanted. Okay.
Pikachu can't get electricity past this gunk web stuff. And then Team Rocket blasts through the wall. They found the gang. And James says he's loosing his liquibrium.
Liquibrium?
Yeah, he says liquibrium instead of equilibrium.
Nice.
I want to say that's a joke, but I also partially want to believe that the voice actor just could not pronounce equilibrium.
He came to work drunk.
Yeah.
We get liquibrium.
So Meowth bowls a Voltorb. Psyduck is running around like a Torchic with its head cut off.
Nice. Good one. Torchic is a chicken?
Yeah. The little chicken. And Misty can't get him back in the ball. Team Rocket even rejects Psyduck. They don't even want to take Psyduck
they're like,
with them.
This annoying fucking duck. Meowth like boots it in the head. Its headache is getting worse and worse. And then suddenly Psyduck starts like glowing, launches in. And this is where we get Dex continuing the countdown of his attacks. Number 3, disable. Blue waves emanate from this Psyduck, and they freeze Team Rocket in the air. And then number 4, confusion. Starts slamming him around. Now, confusion is just a move that does some psychic damage, causes confusion, right?
Yeah, it's basically weaker Psybeam.
But Psyduck's confusion is like, he's like Professor X. He's got telekinesis now.
Yeah. Yeah, he sends him blasting off. Psyduck saves the day.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
job,
and he's
Psyduck.
so cool, glowing blue, all this crazy psychic attacks. And Misty's into it now. She's like, damn, those attacks are cool.
You could do this the whole time.
And Psyduck removes the spider webs too during all this.
Yeah, his psychic powers can also do that for some reason, I guess.
And Dex gives the reveal. When Psyduck's headaches get real bad, his powers get insane. People need to just read more about their Pokemon. Like, why do they wait for the battle to find this out?
Okay, so I have a trivia question for you here.
Okay,
I want to know if
question.
you know.
Interesting.
What type or types are Psyduck and Golduck?
Water.
Yep. Is that your answer? Just water?
No. What? So they're a mix? What?
I'm asking you. What do you think?
It's not water psychic?
I'm just asking you. What do you think Psyduck and Golduck's types are?
Okay, so I would assume water psychic, but since you're asking me, I think that's not the answer, and I think it's water ice.
No, it's just water.
Oh, just water. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
everyone. It's one of those common ones where everyone thinks that Psyduck and Golduck are water psychic types, but they're not.
And it's probably because of their portrayal in the anime.
Exactly.
Right?
And they also just have a lot of psychic moves in general. So like they should really be water psychic types, but they didn't for some reason.
Just ducks.
Anyway, so Koga and Aya both want to trade for the Psyduck for some reason.
Yeah, they're like, damn, that annoying duck's cool as hell.
But Misty won't have it. She loves him now. She came full circle. Not full circle. She came 180 degrees on Psyduck.
Yeah.
And Ash is like, well, I thought you hated Psyduck. And Brock hits us with the philosophy. A woman's heart can be a very fickle thing. Thank you, Brock.
Sexist.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Misty is always just shown as the like overly emotional one.
Hashtag just 90s things.
Yeah. Hashtag stereotyping. But you know what's not a stereotype is that they actually resume the battle now.
Right, I put that too. In an odd turn of events, Koga doesn't just give Ash the badge.
Yeah,
they actually go back to the fight.
Every other time. They actually go back to the fight. So they're going to finish up the fight with Koga's Golbat versus Charmander. And Golbat is an evolved form of Zubat, right?
Yep.
Big mouth. Got a big
mouth.
giant mouth.
So wing attack misses. Charmander goes for Ember. I like this. Charmander embers by spinning really fast, and his flames, or the flame on his tail, spits them out.
Beautiful.
I thought that was a fun little
Good touch.
Golbat goes for the Screech. Charmander flamethrowers, misses, hits Brock.
Yeah. Brutally burns Brock's face. He is maimed, has to spend months in a burn ward, slowly getting grafted back together, and we're back in the battle.
You know what we should have done this entire podcast, like this entire series?
A Brock dies count?
No, we should have done a count of, if this was America, how much would these characters have to pay for all of their injuries?
For health, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. They're constantly getting skewered.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you include Team Rocket.
Yeah. Charmander is able to hit Golbat eventually with the flamethrower. He finishes off with a fire spin, and Charmander is so proud of himself. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I love seeing Charmander's growth.
Charmander.
I love seeing Charmander's growth since he was a very kind of insecure little abandoned Pokemon.
Yeah, he's come a long way. Good job, Charmander.
I love it. Koga confers the soul badge onto Ash. That is 6 badges, and it is going to be a long while until we get to 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a long ways away.
Okay. I guess there's some kind of arc in between.
Many filler. Much filler.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Misty hopes success won't go to Psyduck's head. I wonder if that's foreshadowing. That's not me saying that's going to happen. That is me genuinely wondering if that's foreshadowing.
There's also a bit of a pun, just because they're talking about Psyduck's head all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess so. That's probably what it is. It's probably just a joke.
Most things in life are just jokes.
And that's the episode.
So I had a real struggle thinking of literary stuff. And I think there would be a lot in Japanese culture for ninja references. Like, and there obviously are. Like, if you've seen any kind of anime, there's tons of ninja references. And I read that there were, like, multiple waves of ninja popularity. even in like the 1920s, I guess there was some ninja stories or early comics. Maybe they wouldn't be manga, but that were very popular. And then, in more modern anime, like obviously Naruto is super popular, but I didn't think that's very interesting. I wanted to get to the essence of the episode, right? Like what kind of themes can we draw and could tell us something about the story, about literature in general. So I really searched my heart and thought, what was fundamental to this episode, right? What at the core of this episode aligns with a story that we know about? And I thought of the classic movie, pure piece of art. Are you ready for this? Home Alone. This episode is Home Alone, when the wet bandits try to sneak in and get the... I don't even remember why they're trying to sneak in. It's been a long time since I've seen Home Alone. But
they're trying to rob the place.
But yeah, and then the kid sets up all the different traps. And Koga is the kid. He's got traps all over the place. The more actual kind of story, I guess, and this isn't really literature, but like the ugly duckling, right? Like this is, and that's what Psyduck is kind of supposed to be, is that they think he's a nuisance. He doesn't fit what they deem as useful, and then when he really shows off his prowess, then suddenly Misty like loves him, right? Treats him, and it's kind of an insincere way to treat someone. Really, is just based on this like core utility. Can warm up to them, but it come on, Misty, be better. But this one was a struggle.
I think Home Alone is your best.
Home Alone, right?
Your best comparison, yeah.
You. So yeah. We'll go with it.
To the four. Once again. Ninja Poke-Showdown. First category will be silly Pikachu moments. I don't think he really had any.
No, I'm trying to think too. It's not a Pikachu heavy episode,
no,
is it?
Not at all. There's like when Ash thought Pikachu shocked him, but that was about it.
Yeah, so kind of weak.
Weak. Yeah.
We don't get like a peak. There's so many other episodes with a really memorable, funny Pikachu moment, right? And this is they're weak. We don't even really see much Pikachu sort of action or expressive-ness in this one. So 2,
yeah,
1.
I was gonna say 1.
1, sure.
Unfortunately, that's a heartbreaker. And second category will be Ash moron moments. There we go. That's a better one. So him using Bulbasaur against Venonat.
Matchups, yeah, random number generating battle. Does he doesn't realize it's the gym.
Yeah.
Does he say anything stupid?
Probably, but we're so like used to it that I think we're becoming numb.
Yeah, not like the last episode when he wonders if the cheerleaders are Pokemon.
Yeah.
So not like there isn't like a key moron moment here beyond the kind of weird battling.
Yeah, for this being an episode where Ash gets a gym badge, this is actually more of like a Misty episode.
Yeah, kind of. Like she's the only one with like a development or like a theme around her. Yeah. So like a 3?
I was thinking 4.
4, sure, 4.
4 plus 1. So 2.5.
2.5. Weak episode. You heard it here first, folks. That episode sucked. Okay.
So unfortunate, because I actually quite liked it, but
yeah, it was fun.
If the objective rating is 2.5, then what are you gonna do?
So we're at the end of the Kill A Delibird episode. So if you have not seen the Mario movie yet, here is your warning. You can.
But first. What? But first, to cap off the end of the actual Pokemon section of the episode, we should let them know, if you're watching along, what the episodes are going to be next week.
Sure. Let's hear it.
Next week is another triple.
Oh, really?
And it's going to be the last triple for a long time, I think.
Okay.
So we're looking at, this is kind of the Safari Zone area arc.
Oh, that's the big arc, eh? The Safari Zone.
Sort of, because the first 2 episodes technically don't even take place in the Safari Zone. The gang just thinks they're in the Safari Zone.
Spoilers.
But this, doing a triple here also is not only thematic with itself, but it sets up a lot of 2-episode arcs in the future. So we're looking at episodes 33, The Flame Pokemonathon. It's fun to say.
Yeah, very.
Episode 34, The Kangaskhan Kid. And episode 35, which is our second banned episode. It does not have a proper official English title, but the Japanese title translates to The Legend of Dratini.
Well, I'm excited for that one because Beauty and the Beach was awful and but like amusing. So
Yeah, this one was banned because of guns. There's like a lot of gun work in this episode.
Guns in America? Who would have thought?
But yeah, that's what we're doing next week. Let's talk Mario a little bit.
Let's talk Mario. Okay, here's your warning. We want to be able to talk spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, turn back now. Okay. Well,
first spoiler thought coming in 3, 2, 1. Holy fuck, it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta get this out of the way that like I know critics were pretty harsh on it, and I no, don't fuck critics, but
fuck critics.
Kind of fuck critics. Like
I'm the one with a film degree. I can say fuck critics.
I think people want to look towards critics as some objective force. And the truth is that your personal enjoyment can come in any form, right? Like there isn't this stuff is entertainment. There aren't objective truths for how good something is.
Except for the 4 poor.
Except for the 4 poor. And I don't think any critic uses the 4 poor besides us. So
yeah, I don't understand what they're doing. Like, what the fuck is your job, guys, if you're not pulling ping pong balls out of a pitcher?
I think that if you're not into video games, if you're not into Mario, there's not a lot here. It's a very fast movie. It jumps around constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as a Nintendo movie, though, it's awesome. Like,
so
it's so
good.
jam-packed, full of references. And I know some people might be like, well, I don't like that. I want there to be more than just references. I think for something as simple as Mario, and I mean simple as like, it's simple stories. This is what you do, right? Like there isn't like a deep sort of lore to play on.
Yeah, no, it's we're not looking for Citizen fucking Kane here in terms of the Mario movie story.
We're not
it's
even
Mario.
looking for a comic book adaptation.
No.
Though, right?
We're looking
for just like a fun sort of ode to what Mario's about.
I wanted fun moments, cool action sequences, funny jokes, references, Mario kicking Bowser's ass. That's what I wanted. That's
what you get. That's
exactly what I got.
It is action nonstop, and it's references nonstop. Like if you even blink, you will miss an old school Nintendo reference. So many NES games. Like I wouldn't be able to name them all. Like Marathon, Kid Icarus, Punch Out, Wrecking Crew. Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of references that are like in your face, obviously, but like the amount of background references is insane.
Yeah, and kind of deep cut nerd references too. Like even those games we just listed. Oh, Balloon Fight.
Oh yeah.
Duck Hunt. There was a Duck Hunt one.
I need to rewatch this movie a couple times just to see,
to write them all down,
just to see all the references in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read off what I said to my friends in our Discord about this.
Okay.
Like, this was my initial thoughts after I got home from the movie. I'm just gonna read it word for word. So, general thoughts. Oh my fucking god, I loved it. It did justice to the Mario franchise, and as a big fan, every single reference had me squealing with joy. Voice acting, great. Everyone complained in the trailers that it was just Chris Pratt's voice, but it really isn't. There is a Brooklyn accent in there. Is it a shame Charles Martinet didn't get to do it? Yes, obviously, but I don't think Martinet's Mario voice is well suited for a full-length movie. I think it would just kind of get grating, so I'm willing to give the change of voice actors a blanket pass, and Martinet's voice acted cameos were a lot of fun. There's only one voice I was really disappointed with, but the vast majority of characters I could really sink into the movie and believably not hear the actual person, with exceptions. When Bowser sings, you can easily hear Jack Black, but the rest of his performance is phenomenal. And even the singing is phenomenal. I'm just saying you can really hear Jack Black.
It's a Tenacious D song.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was skeptical going in on Donkey Kong because I knew that it was just Seth Rogen's voice, but I think the way that DK is portrayed as this like brute teenager show-off kind of guy, I think Seth Rogen's voice really worked.
He's a frat, bro.
Yeah, especially his laugh. His laugh really worked for DK.
Can I guess who the one portrayal you didn't love was?
That is the next point. Go for it.
Cranky?
No, I loved Cranky.
Oh, okay. Who was it?
I feel like I'm the only person that liked Cranky. Fred Armisen was great.
Fred Armisen is great. I don't know if that was the best, if that was the most. I didn't love the Kongs, actually, period. Like, the Seth Rogen was fine, but I think that I would have liked something a bit sillier, actually, for the Kongs. But it's minor. Yeah.
The only voice I didn't love was Peach, honestly.
Oh, really? I thought Peach was badass.
I fucking adore Anya Taylor-Joy, and Peach's character in the movie was great. I loved it. But it really is just her voice.
Yeah. It is.
Like,
it is.
I can't listen to Peach without seeing Anya Taylor-Joy. I could give DK a
Queen's
pass.
Gambit flashbacks.
Yeah, I could give DK a pass because I think Rogan actually really was a good choice for how they portrayed DK. But all I heard was ATJ.
He's really just Seth Rogen too in it though.
Yeah, I think Peach needed like Peach one octave higher.
A hell of a cool character though.
Peach was great. Her character's fantastic.
Like she is still a princess,
but she's also a girl boss.
She's a. I don't want to get into that stupid Twitter, YouTube clickbait sort of stuff, culture war kind of stuff. She is the Peach from playable games, right?
Yeah.
She's playable in games like even Super Mario Brothers 2. They at one point they only briefly showed where she floats, but that was definitely a reference. Her floating with her dress. Peach is the one that teaches us about power-ups and first shows like them jumping through the world. Very cool. The power-ups were very cool, how that was kind of put into the movie, eh? So we see Fire Flower, Ice Flower, Big Mushroom, Small Mushroom, Tanuki Suit, Star. I guess that's it.
That was it, yeah.
It was good. Oh, cat suit. I forgot the cat suit.
Oh, yeah, the cat suit. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. The girl bossing is a good thing.
Yeah.
Her being a girl boss is great.
No, it is.
And anybody who thinks like, oh my god, they went woke with making Princess Peach a hero.
I just didn't want to get into that discussion because it's stupid. Like
Peach has always been a hero.
Yeah.
She gets kidnapped a lot, but she's also a hero. Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario 3D World, Paper Mario, second Paper Mario, third Paper Mario, maybe the other three. I haven't played them.
Super Mario RPG.
RPG, exactly. She's always been a fucking girl boss, and we love her for it. Super Princess Peach, that's a whole game where she is the hero.
There you go.
Like, this isn't a new thing. This is just really playing on that. I think I saw an interview with Miyamoto or something where he said, like, Peach's original design philosophy was that she is tough. She is a hero, but she also just gets captured.
Yeah, even the strongest people get captured sometimes. Exactly. Yeah. No, but she was very cool. I like great action sequences around her. When she sneaks the ice flower into the wedding. Oh, so cool.
Oh, so good.
So this whole wedding idea, like, straight out of Mario Odyssey, eh?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
The hats, the wedding design.
And all the baddies in the audience.
Oh,
King Bob-omb, King Boo. I think I caught a Paper Mario reference in there. I think Lava Piranha was in the audience.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
I think
there's a lot going on screen.
Yeah. The piranha with like the really long curvy stem and his tongue sticking out. I think Lava Piranha is like the only iteration of a piranha like that. So I think that was Lava Piranha. I think it's a Paper Mario reference.
Okay.
Which is cool. I like that. I wasn't expecting Paper Mario references.
Especially classic Paper Mario. Any references to the N64 and GameCube games, very welcome.
And also the scoring, the music. Oh my
Okay, I did want to get into the music. Okay, so there's two sort of categories of music in this movie. There's the orchestral Mario-themed music, and then there's like sort of 80s and 90s licensed pop music.
The needle drops, yeah.
Yeah. The score, the actual Mario score, incredible.
So
good. So many different themes throughout Mario's games, like different eras, different games pulled
Everything's
into there.
A reference.
Everything's like in a good way, though. It's very, it's iconic themes. They fit. There's even there was like kind of a slowed down epic version of Jungle Swing, right? When they're going into the Donkey Kong land. But then they also will just flip into these like pop songs, and that didn't do a lot for me. I thought
Holding Out for a Hero, Take on Me. I thought it was fucking funny.
It was
fine.
It was
fine, so out of place. It was funny.
It was out of place. Yeah, it doesn't hold a candle against how good the score is. So
the only thing I was disappointed in was when they pull out the rocket barrel near the end of the movie. I was really hoping for a good remix of the rocket barrel theme, and we didn't get one from Donkey Kong Country Returns or Tropical Freeze.
No. And there apparently were a couple Donkey Kong Country songs that have been scored that got cut, but not in that sequence. Yeah. Apparently in is it when they play Take on Me during when they first get to the Donkey
jungle,
Kong land. Yeah. There was a score mix of Sticker Brush Symphony, I think, that got cut.
Oh, we lost Sticker Brush Symphony? Are you kidding me?
The recording's still out there. You can find it on YouTube.
Oh my god.
I know, that's such a good song.
I just really wanted the Rocket Barrel theme. Rocket Barrel from the modern games is like one of the best music themes I think I've ever heard. It's one of my favorites, and I was just really hoping for a really good score when they popped on that Rocket Barrel.
Rocket Barrel's a good reference too. So that's the thing. It's a movie of references. It's a giant mash pot of references. It's almost like just this big homage to Mario, which if you're a Mario fan, is so fucking cool. If you're not, like, you're probably not going to get much out of this, because if you strip away that, there's not much of a movie here. But I think that's fine, right?
Yeah,
like, just as
Mario.
long as you understand, I'm going to more of a Mario celebration than a movie, you're going to have fun with it.
And that's the adult take. I think even if a kid doesn't really know anything about Mario, they'll still enjoy it. Like, it's still a fun movie to just watch.
Movie. Yeah, because it's got a lot of like cheap gags, I think, that would land well with kids. A lot like a cartoonish kind of gags. People getting hit in the face by stuff a lot.
And kids aren't going to know all the references, but they'll still enjoy it. Like, it's still just a fun movie to watch.
No, your kids will catch like a couple references if they've played a Mario game, but there's references from like every Mario game here, except for the sports games. But everything else. Yeah.
Like, we don't need high art on this thing. It's Mario. He beat the turtle and saved the world. Like, that's all we're looking for.
I'm not really, like, fine art is one thing, but I think we should also be able to appreciate fine trash. That's like there's a quote from this like old film critic, right? From like the 60s that people always say, misquote, I'm going to misquote it, but they're like, if we can't appreciate fine art, or no, movies are so rarely art that if we can't appreciate fine trash, what's the point? And that's why I like Fast and the Furious.
There's a reason The Room is like one of the most popular movies out there.
Right, because it's like,
it's so bad.
And I get kind of annoyed when people, get so concerned with things being well done. I'm like, we've seen well done movies before. I want nonsense.
Yeah, and that's not to say that the Mario movie is bad. It's good for its target audience. It's good for its target audience. So that's what matters.
It's gorgeous too.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Like, so well animated.
And the little cameos from other characters are great. I wasn't expecting a Diddy and a Dixie cameo. And then even fucking Chunky was in there. That was cool.
Chunky was in there.
Chunky
Kong. No Funky. No Funky, though. Right?
No, yeah, Funky should have been the guy driving them around at the start.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy was. That definitely should have been Funky.
And then from the ending of the movie, oh my god, when Mario and Luigi get the Superstar and they kick Bowser's ass to the remix of the Superstar theme. Oh my fucking god, it's so good.
Yeah, and Brooklyn, they saved Brooklyn and everyone loves them.
Oh, that's another needle drop moment. No sleep till Brooklyn at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning, yeah.
That one I thought fit. That one was fun.
It was fine. Yeah, that was good.
Did you catch at the start when they're running through that construction site, like it's a recreation of 1-1?
Oh, I sort of thought that's what they were going for, but you're saying even the quote unquote level design is.
I think so.
1-1?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then at the end,
because then when they go down to the sewer next, it says 1-2 when they're going down the sewers. There's like a plaque that says like station 1-2 or something.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So that so that would literally be them beating 1-1 and then going to 1-2. That's
well,
cool.
I mean, at the end of when they're running across the construction site, like Mario slides down the light pole, which is obviously the flagpole, and it's next to a restaurant called like Castle Burgers or something.
I thought it was Punch-Out Pizza. No. Oh no, you're right.
That one was
Punch-Out
Castle.
Pizza's later. That was Castle Burgers. Yeah.
Overall, I have one gripe with the Mario movie. You know what it is?
No.
It is the fact that in the Mario movie, the relationship between Cranky Kong and Donkey Kong is said to be father-son, when in Mario and Donkey Kong canon, Donkey Kong is Cranky Kong's grandson. His father is Donkey Kong Jr. The Donkey Kong we know and love is Donkey Kong the Third. What the fuck, movie?
Yeah, and Cranky Kong is supposed to be old. Is supposed to be like the original Donkey Kong, right?
Yes. Yeah, Cranky is the Donkey Kong from the Donkey Kong arcade game.
Yeah, come on. How would you not know that, writers? No, I think this was definitely designed by people who like Mario. There's too much good Nintendo gushing in here for it not to be.
Just seeing it open with a Shigeru Miyamoto and Chris Meledandri, I think that's his last name, production, Just seeing like from Shigeru Miyamoto is like, oh my god.
Yeah, he was heavily involved.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
So my wife, her only complaint, because she liked it, but was not enough Yoshi. We get a glimpse of Yoshi's and that's it.
The Stampede, which is obviously a Melee reference.
Yeah, a beautiful.
Did you stay till the end?
I don't know. So we stayed for like the first credits. Is there's something after the second credits? Okay, I didn't see that. What is it?
It's I think we're back in the sewers and we're zooming in on a Yoshi egg.
Oh.
And then the Yoshi egg starts to hatch and then it cuts out.
Oh, that's sick. Okay.
So they're setting up for a sequel, which I'm here for.
With Yoshi.
Which I am fucking here for.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the movie.
Too. It was fun.
I loved
really
it.
Fun.
I loved the movie. Any other thoughts on the movie?
I'm trying to remember. I think it's such a fast moving movie that I'm like what am I forgetting? It's just like shoving lights into your brain.
The Luma. You can't forget the Luma.
The sick twisted Luma.
I never thought I would hear pray for death from a Luma, but that's the world we live in now.
I love the line too. She says something like, "Time is an illusion, just like hope."
I love the Luma so much. I love the one part where the Luma like leaves the cage. Like she swings around outside of the cage. Like the Luma could just leave.
But
she doesn't.
Because she's just like bathing in despair. Yeah.
She's accepted it. She's embracing death.
She wants to go to Valhalla.
When she's saved from death, she's like, "Oh man,
I wanted to die."
I love Luma.
What do you think of Bowser's song?
It's beautiful.
It was fun. Yeah.
Peaches. It's great. Jack Black's performance is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. He was one of the stronger ones.
Mm-hmm.
Luigi was really good too.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Luigi. And you know what? On the because I haven't commented on the Chris Pratt performance yet. Mario is kind of a stand-in, anyways. Like he's the player stand-in. You don't really need much from Mario. I think Chris Pratt was almost put there because he's sort of become the prototypical protagonist, right? So that's kind of all it is.
People just have a hate boner for Chris Pratt. They don't want to like him.
Like a few years ago, they loved him. So I think Jurassic World got people.
There are like actual real reasons why people don't like Chris Pratt, and like they are
like real world reasons.
Yeah, they are very justifiable. I don't really want to get into it, but like from an objective standpoint, in terms of his performance in the movie, he was totally fine as Mario.
He's fine. Could have someone else done this though? Like absolutely, and I think it's partly just because the Mario parts. You know, Mario's interesting because you love Mario stuff, but it's not really about Mario. It's about everything around Mario that's so fun and wild and wacky. And the movies like this too, right?
Yeah,
it's the world, it's the power ups, it's Bowser, it's Peach. Mario is a conduit for us to enjoy that.
I was really hoping on the Rainbow Road segment that they would introduce the giant mushroom power up from New Super Mario Bros. Where they get really big, and then like
I thought that was coming too at some point.
Someone would just get that and just tear through everybody. I thought that would be really cool.
Well, did you like the blue shell?
That was hilarious. That made me laugh really hard.
Yeah,
and also Fire DK at the end. I wasn't expecting a Donkey Kong power up, but that's really cool.
No, that's new.
Hell yeah, that's like a brand new design.
Yeah, the power-ups look sick. And when it kind of flips between 3D into sort of a 2D almost video game, beautiful. Like, I want games that look like that. Like, so sharp. Oh my god, so much detail. Imagine a game that looked like that. Wow.
Couldn't be on the Switch.
Couldn't even be on the Switch 2.
No.
Whenever that drops. We're so behind.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
I guess that's our take on Mario. We liked it.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie.
I also bought the Cineplex block popcorn tin.
I saw it at Landmark. They didn't have one.
Oh, unfortunate.
But that looked cool.
It's my first ever special popcorn tin. So
yeah, I don't have one either.
I wish they had one for Detective Pikachu, but you know.
Yeah, your favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. Still my favorite. Mario didn't top it, but Detective Pikachu is 10 out of 10. I gave Mario like 8.7.
Yeah, it's an 8 for me. It's a solid. It's a good. It's fun. It's kind of surface level, but I don't.
But it's Mario.
Want anything more?
Yeah.
So it's exactly. Like
give
the
us
core concept of a Mario movie is not something that can really go that far.
Give us a deep Mario story like 3 sequels from now. Then I'll be ready for it. For now, just throw the references in my face and I'll be happy.
Well, it felt like playing a Mario game. Like it felt like speedrunning like 3 Mario games.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think that's about it. That's all my thoughts that I could think of.
Yeah. All right. So where can people find us, Kellen?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Pretty much. Yeah. Spotify, Google, Amazon, Stitcher, Apple, Podcast, or Castbox, Overcast, Podbean.
Yeah, leave a review. Shout us out comments on YouTube. We're on the Skittlewickers YouTube channel.
Subject to change.
Search to Kill a Delibird anywhere, and you should be able to find us. Please leave reviews if you can. Rank. I'd love to hear comments. What are you liking? What are you not liking? You can also, if you're not on if you're on an audio platform, you can email us at tokilladelibird@gmail.com. That'll be. Oh yes, and our intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexi Action.
Beautiful.
All right, thanks, folks.
So long, Bowser.
Catch you next time.
Oh, that was something else. I wanted a so long Bowser at the end.
So long, gay Bowser.
So long, gay Bowser.